An unstoppable brute, a burly figure pursuing a path of an ethereal wheel of whips, blinding the ones who approach, spreading the blinding spark to everyone who came close. An unstoppable brute, a mind of the bright spark, his untaught journey to become the burliest wisp that is ethereal. For today's ability synergies, we will bring in 4 different weapons that resembles different types of playstyle that I found fitting for the setup today. Feel free to make use of the timestamps in the description and make sure to turn on subtitles if you have trouble understanding my words. And if you really enjoy what am I creating, subs, likes, comments all are appreciated. Now with the generic YouTuber obligations out of the way, let's talk about breed search. But before that, here is the build if you care to copy. But do remember that if you don't have the prime mods, the regular ones or Archon variant will do. Like always, if there is any changes needed to be made, I will inform you immediately after. Here is a showcase of how the abilities and arcanes today interact with breed search. There will be no voice commentary for this part, and feel free to skip to the time on screen if you are not interested. For today's weapon, I will be using Quanta Vandal, Shedu, Ocucor, and Proboscis Cernos. The choices today is not a guideline for you to determine which weapon fits breed search the most, but more on the synergy with today's build. You can obviously play around with other weapons you prefer the most, but these 4 will be my choices for today's video. Quanta Vandal is the archetype of heavy hitting single target beams I prefer this time, as it has insane status, or in this case damage over time or DOT applying speed. DOTs are triple dip with surge sparks, allowing for some really insane damage potential. It is definitely the worst in terms of KPM, which is kills per minute, but allows some aesthetically pleasing numbers, which might not be practical, but who cares anyway. Shedu is today's second test subject, the archetype of basic AoE weapons that shoots at a decently fast pace. The build is focused around small area hits that makes up the damage with numbers of spark, which fits very well, in my opinion at least, with Shedu, since it has good direct and AoE damage, allows good amount of sparks while still having significant amount of damage for each individual spark. There is nothing much to talk about, but feel free to try out something similar to this. Ocucor is the third test subject of the day due to its chaining while inheriting some of the heavy-hitting status DOT damage for the funny numbers on the spark. It also provides good amount of spark numbers to hasten the killing. Nothing much to comment about this, any chaining beams will basically work. Warframe build-wise, you can probably replace Arcane Arachne for Arcane Avenger and replace Vigilante Ornaments with Vital Sense. This is more of a personal pick as it pulls in targets that is affected by Spark, not those who are still in the blinded animation, which allows some different use of Blitz Search. Not the best of the best out there, the build can be improved further with Arcane Avenger forcing crits or something, but it still works even without crits. The setup itself is strong when given proper care, but it doesn't mean it didn't come with a few caveats and weaknesses. Blitz Search itself is a line of sight requirement ability. It is mostly considered as a double-edged sword. Good at situations where you just only want to affect the people around you. Bad when the tileset has a lot of zigzags and objects blocking you, making it great in certain situations, but bad at something else too. Though Blitz Search deals good damage, it spreads radiation proc with its spark, occasionally proc radiation, which will just hold the enemy flow as they are busy shooting at each other. While Rhino himself can alleviate the issue a lot with his iron skin, but it is also due to its frequent cast. Blitz Search is still a good CC for a lot of situations, but due to how many times you spam it for damage, the CC also comes along with it too. While you do more damage and kill faster due to the sparks, but now some enemy is busy shooting at each other and some in the blinding animation, which can be troublesome to deal with. Blitz Search Rhino is very strong when proper care is given. It allows very high damage potential, but does bring a few problems that directly affects your gameplay flow. And so, hope you all enjoy this small but probably enough guide to Blitz Search Rhino. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.